picture this scenario, right? Because, I mean, if you work in user acquisition, you have absolutely lived this.
Oh, definitely.
It is late on a Thursday afternoon,
Always Thursday.
always. And you have finally cracked the code on a new creative concept that your team has literally been testing for weeks. Your cost per install is dropping like a stone.
Best feeling in the world.
Right. Your return on ad spend is climbing, you're scaling profitably, and you're finally hitting those aggressive end-of-month targets.
You're ready to celebrate.
Exactly. Yeah. So you take a sip of coffee, you hit refresh on the dashboard, and then bam, a massive, unforgiving red banner drops across the top of your screen. Your Google Ads account is suspended.
Ugh, the visceral stomach drop. I mean, all that momentum, all the historical data that the bidding algorithm just spent days gathering it is instantly frozen.
Completely gone.
Yeah, you are no longer a growth marketer optimizing a funnel. You are suddenly fighting for your digital life.
Well, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are putting on our senior UA manager hats, pouring a really strong cup of coffee, and just talking shop.
Because you are right there in the trenches with us.
You really are. And today we are tackling the single hurdle that ruins more weekends than literally anything else in mobile growth, and that is Google Ads policy.
The dreaded red tape.
Right. And our entire session today is built around this brilliant source document called UA Insider number 09, Beekeeping Don v. Google Ads Policy, which roughly translates to the survival guide for Google Ads policy by Longfan.
It's such a great breakdown.
It really is. And our mission here is to stop treating Google's policy as this, annoying bureaucratic hurdle and start understanding the actual machine learning mechanisms behind it.
Because let's be real, we spend so much time obsessing over bidding strategies or predictive LTV models and creative cohort analysis.
Oh, constantly.
But a fundamentally unstable ad account, it will collapse long before you can ever fully optimize it for CPI or ROAS. I mean, a shaky compliance foundation just renders all your advanced growth tactics completely useless.
Absolutely. So let's jump straight into the most common misstep in the industry. It's an instinctive reaction. I like to call the dodge and duplicate reflex.
Oh, the classic dodge and
You
duplicate.
see it constantly, right?
Yeah.
Especially when training junior media buyers. An ad gets slapped with a disapproved label, and their immediate reaction is just, whatever, the bot made a mistake.
Yeah, I'll just pause it, duplicate the ad group, tweak one word, and relaunch.
Exactly.
And I mean, it delivers this immediate dopamine hit. You watch the campaign status flip from disapproved back to under review, and you feel like you've solved the problem. You've bypassed the friction.
Okay, let's unpack this,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to play devil's advocate for a second on behalf of performance teams everywhere.
Sure, go for it.
Because speed is the name of the game in user acquisition. If I have like a massive budget I need to deploy by Friday, and I know my creative is actually compliant, why on earth would I waste 48 hours sitting in a support ticket queue with Google
Right.
when I can just duplicate the ad and get back into the auction in 45 seconds?
I hear that argument all the time, but it's fundamentally flawed because you are actively destroying your own campaign performance on a structural level.
Really? How so?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, you have to look at what happens to the bidding algorithm when you duplicate an ad group. You are instantly resetting the learning phase.
Oh, right. Because it's a new ID.
Exactly. All the data density that specific ad ID built up,
Yeah.
The pixel training, the user behavior signals it is just wiped out. You are forcing the machine learning model to start its exploratory spending all over again.
Which just drives your acquisition costs through the roof.
Precisely.
So you are basically paying a stupid tax just to avoid a policy review.
Yeah, a massive one. And beyond the financial hit, you are actually training Google's AI to view you as a malicious actor.
Wait, really? The AI flags you for duplicating.
Oh, absolutely. Dodging a disapproval by duplicating is, well, it's like trying to sneak back into a casino wearing a fake mustache after being caught counting cards.
That's a great analogy.
The security cameras, right. In this case, Google's automated review systems. They already have your biometric signature. They recognize the creative assets, the destination URL, the text patterns.
Wow. So they know it's the same ad.
Yep. And when they catch you trying to evade the initial ruling, it upgrades a simple ad disapproval into an account-level strike.
And strikes cascade into permanent suspensions.
Exactly. It's a death spiral.
Longfan's piece actually drops a staggering statistic about this entire dynamic. 90% of policy errors are completely avoidable if you simply understand the parameters the AI is looking for.
90%. That's huge.
Right. And that remaining 10%, they're entirely appealable through the proper channels.
Think about the massive waste of capital across the industry with that in mind. Teams literally burn thousands of dollars resetting their learning phases just to dodge a system, when understanding the basic categorization of the rules would eliminate like 9 out of 10 disapprovals before the ad even goes live.
But I think the challenge is that policy documentation is usually written in as dense legalese that just puts marketers to sleep.
Oh, it's incredibly dry.
But we could decode how Google's AI actually classifies intent, right? The algorithm basically triages your ads into different risk tiers. So bucket number 1, you have the prohibited content. These are the absolute no-goes.
The instant hard bans.
Exactly. Counterfeit goods, hacking tools, dangerous products, weapons. The system uses natural language processing to spot those keywords and just drops the hammer.
Right. And then bucket 2 is behavioral bans, or prohibited practices. This is where the AI isn't just reading your text, but analyzing your infrastructure.
Like shady redirects.
Exactly. If your ad runs a sneaky redirect where you show the bot a clean landing page, but route the actual user to a phishing site, the system's network analysis will catch that redirect chain and flag it instantly.
And then the third bucket is restricted content. This is legal, but heavily gated. Things like financial services, real money gambling, kids apps.
Right. For those, the algorithm relies on API integrations to verify your specific developer certifications, and it enforces strict age and geographic gating.
But assuming you are running UA for, standard mobile games, productivity apps, or e-commerce, you aren't usually dealing with those heavy bans.
No, not usually.
You are living in the trenches of the fourth bucket, the editorial and technical tier.
Which is really the silent killer of standard ad accounts.
It totally is.
I mean, it covers formatting, visual compliance, user interface accuracy. It sounds trivial, almost like a spelling test, but it is where the majority of standard performance campaigns bleed money and get suspended.
So let's dig into the actual mechanisms of how the bot catches these technical errors, because the source outlines 6 very specific traps. Trap number 1, visual deception or misrepresentation.
Ah, yes. The fake buttons.
A classic move in mobile gaming ads is slapping a fake play button or a fake close X directly in the middle of a static banner image.
We've all seen it.
Right. The user taps the screen thinking they were interacting with the app or closing a pop-up, but they're actually just clicking your ad. But how does the system automatically detect a shape drawn on an image?
What's fascinating here is the evolution of computer vision models. I mean, Google doesn't just look at the metadata of your image file anymore.
Right.
It uses edge detection and object recognition algorithms to actually map the visual elements. It is specifically trained to identify UI mimicking.
So it knows what a fake button looks like.
It absolutely knows what a standard iOS or Android system button looks like. When it detects those specific pixel arrangements overlaid on a creative, it interprets it as an attempt to artificially inflate your click-through rate through user deception. Oh, wow. And that same computer vision applies to trap number 5, which is trademark violations in your creative assets, right?
Exactly.
Because we all know you can't use the word iPhone or TikTok in your ad text without explicit whitelisting. The text parsers catch that instantly. But what about the visuals?
The visual enforcement is ruthless. The AI uses pixel hashing to compare your creative assets against a massive database of registered intellectual property.
Okay, give me an example.
Let's say you are marketing a new photo editing app, right? And your creative team designs an icon that looks suspiciously similar to the Instagram logo.
Oh, like maybe just tilted slightly with a slightly different color gradient?
Yep. The bot calculates the similarity score. If it crosses a certain threshold, the ad is flagged. And if the actual rights holder files a complaint, your entire campaign history with that asset is completely wiped.
That is terrifying. Okay, let's move from visual traps to infrastructure traps. Traps 2 and 6, destination errors. Usually a UA manager sees destination not working and assumes somebody made a typo in the tracking link. Yeah, they test the link on their phone, it loads fine, and they just get furious at Google for flagging a working URL.
Right, so what's actually happening?
The disconnect there is a fundamental misunderstanding of server architecture. When you submit an ad, it isn't a human in California clicking your link. Google uses a massive network of global automated crawlers to evaluate your App Store page or your landing page.
Okay.
If those crawlers hit a 404 not found, a 500 internal server error, or a 403 forbidden error, your ad is instantly killed.
I really want to focus on that 403 forbidden error.
Right.
Because that is the one that catches even really sophisticated growth teams off guard. Let's use the bouncer analogy.
I love this analogy.
Think of your server's security firewall like a bouncer at a nightclub. And Google's crawler is a VIP guest who forgot their ID.
Right.
Let's say your app is only available in the US, so your engineering team sets up a firewall rule to automatically block all web traffic coming from certain regions, just to prevent DDoS attacks.
Which is standard practice.
Exactly. But what happens when Google crawls it?
Well, the problem arises when Google's crawler decides to ping your destination URL from a data center located in one of those blocked regions.
Like Dublin or Singapore.
Exactly. Your firewall sees the foreign IP address and throws a 403 forbidden error. To the crawler, your site is entirely broken and inaccessible.
Even though it works perfectly for a user in Chicago.
It doesn't matter. Your infrastructure must be configured to universally allow Google's known user agents to bypass those geoblocks.
That is such a critical engineering alignment that UA teams often miss. Okay, so now let's talk about the text itself. Trap number 3, the LLCCAPS dilemma.
Ah, the yelling text.
Right. Editorial rules strictly forbid excessive capitalization. You can't just yell at the user in your ad copy. But I constantly hear media buyers arguing with their branding departments over this.
Oh, all the time.
They'll say, but wait, what if my company's legally registered brand name actually is spelled in LLCAPS? Like, what if my fitness app is literally called SWEAT, all caps?
It's a fair question. And the policy engine does accommodate legitimate brand stylization, but the mechanism for verifying it is where advertisers fail.
How so?
The AI relies on cross-referencing natural language processing. So if your ad copy says sweat in all caps, the bot immediately queries your App Store metadata, your developer account name, and the text on your landing page.
It's looking for absolute consistency across the entire funnel.
Exactly. If the ad text is fully capitalized, but your App Store listing has it stylized as capital S, lowercase WEAT, the system registers a mismatch.
Always.
Without that verifiable 100% consistent legal identity across every single touch point, the bot just defaults to assuming you are using all cap PS as a cheap trick to grab attention in the feed.
And it slaps you with a formatting violation.
Yep.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Trap number 4. The concept of intent and clickbait messaging. I'm talking about ads that lean heavily into shocking content. The classic, you won't believe what happens next, text, or highly exaggerated before and after weight loss visuals. UA managers often view clickbait as a low-risk gamble, right? Yeah. They figure if the ad gets disapproved, they just swap the image and try again.
And that is perhaps the most dangerous misconception in mobile performance marketing.
Really? Why?
Because spamming borderline clickbait doesn't just result in localized ad rejections. Every time you try to push the boundary of sensationalism, you are secretly damaging a back-end metric known as your ad account reputation.
Wait, ad account reputation. That functions essentially like an invisible credit score for your entire Google Ads account.
It is exactly that. It's a dynamic behavioral trust score. You cannot see the exact number on your dashboard anywhere, but it heavily influences your daily operations.
So how does it affect the account?
If the algorithm detects a historical pattern of you submitting deceptive UI, clickbait text, or broken landing pages, your reputation score plummets. And the consequences are severe. Your new ads take significantly longer to pass the review phase. And your appeals. They are automatically denied by the system without any human intervention.
And it hits your wallet directly, doesn't it? Because if Google considers you a high-risk advertiser, they might actually penalize you in the real-time bidding auction.
Precisely.
You could end up paying higher CPMs just to access the exact same inventory as a highly reputable competitor.
Right. You are signaling to the platform that your ads degrade the user experience, which ties directly into the final major trap, the unidentified business rule.
Oh, trap number 6.
Yes. This is specifically aimed at aggressive affiliate marketers and lead gen teams who try to run anonymous shadow landing pages.
I've seen these, the ones that just say download the best new RPG with a massive install button, but there's absolutely no company name, no logo, and no privacy policy anywhere on the page.
Exactly. The crawler scans the HTML of your destination looking for specific transparency signals. It expects to find an identifiable business entity, clear contact information, standard store badges.
And if it doesn't?
If you operate a mystery funnel to obscure who is actually capturing the user's data, the crawler flags it as an untrustworthy destination. Transparency isn't just a best practice, it is a programmatic requirement.
Makes total sense. So we have mapped out how the machine learning actually detects these issues, from computer vision spotting fake buttons, to crawlers hitting firewall bouncers, to NLP verifying brand capitalization.
We've covered the traps.
But let's be real, disapprovals are inevitable. It is just the nature of operating at scale. Let's talk about the survival protocol. How do you handle it when the red banner inevitably appears?
Right. What's the game plan?
There is a long-standing joke among performance teams. If you're right, argue. If you're wrong, dodge.
I've heard that one. But we have already established why dodging destroys your algorithmic learning phase and your reputation score.
Exactly. So this raises an important question. How do we navigate a rejection, protect our account reputation, and still hit our spend targets?
Well, Longfan's framework provides a very clear professional escalation protocol.
Okay, lay it out for us.
Step 1 seems deceptively simple. If it is a legitimate error on your part, you accidentally left an exclamation point in the headline, or your server genuinely threw a 500 error during maintenance, you do not duplicate the ad group.
You edit the original asset in place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You fix the typo, clear the yellow and red warning labels in the interface, and resubmit the exact same ad entity.
Because by editing in place, you are signaling to the AI that you acknowledge the rule and are actively correcting your behavior.
Yes, and you preserve whatever historical data that ad ID managed to collect, rather than starting from scratch.
Okay, but what happens if you are absolutely certain the bot made a false positive?
Yeah.
Let's say you were flagged for a trademark violation, but your company actually owns the trademark.
In that scenario, you initiate an appeal directly within the Google Ads interface. You request a review.
But we all know that the initial appeal is often just routed right back through a secondary automated system.
Oh, yeah. Which brings us to the 3-strike escalation rule.
How does that work?
If you appeal and it gets rejected, you appeal a second time. But if you appeal 3 times and the system still throws an error, you have to stop.
Stop appealing.
Yes. You have to perform a rigorous ego check.
An ego check.
Are you absolutely undeniably sure you are compliant? Did your engineering team deploy a silent update that blocked the crawler for 10 seconds? Did someone in branding change a lowercase letter in the App Store description without telling you?
You really have to audit your own work. And if you run that audit and you are 100% validated that your campaign is clean, then what?
Then you escalate beyond the automated UI. You leverage your Google Team Support representative if you have agency access, or you meticulously compile documentation for the manual ticketing system.
So you treat it like you're building a legal brief.
Exactly. You provide the trademark registration numbers, the server logs proving uptime, the screenshots of the metadata. You show your work.
Longfan actually delivers a pretty blunt, tough love warning about this entire process.
He really does.
He says, if you run that ego check and realize you actually are violating the policy, but you still try to evade the system by constantly launching slightly tweaked variations of the banned ad, you are begging for a total account suspension.
You're playing with fire.
Translated into our industry shop talk, the advice is basically just stop acting like an amateur and operate like a professional.
And that is really the dividing line between a junior media buyer and a senior growth leader.
Perfectly said.
The amateur views policy as a game of cat and mouse with the bot. The senior leader builds robust internal systems, alignment with engineering, clarity with the branding team that naturally align with the platform's overarching goals.
We have covered some serious ground today. I mean, we moved past the dry legalese and really dug into how computer vision, global crawlers, and behavioral trust scores actually police your ad accounts.
It's a complex machine.
It is. So let's synthesize this deep dive into 3 concrete, actionable rules for you to take back to your growth team tomorrow morning. What's number 1?
Actionable takeaway number 1, kill the duplicate and dodge habit immediately. Train your media buyers to stop treating disapprovals as a nuisance to bypass.
Right.
When an ad gets rejected, mandate that they fix the root cause in place or appeal it properly. Preserving your account health and maintaining your algorithmic data density is infinitely more valuable than getting a campaign live an hour faster.
Takeaway number 2, audit your technical foundations. Policy compliance isn't just about the words on your banner, it's about infrastructure.
So true.
Sit down with your engineering team and verify that your server firewalls are actually allowing Google's global crawlers to bypass regional blocks without hitting a 403 error. And guarantee that your brand capitalization is flawlessly consistent across every single text field, from the ad all the way to the App Store.
And takeaway number 3, guard your ad account reputation like it is your most valuable asset. Understand that avoiding clickbait, deceptive buttons, and mysterious landing pages isn't just about passing the initial review bot.
It's much deeper than that.
It is about maintaining a pristine, hidden behavioral trust score. A flawless reputation means faster approvals, the benefit of the doubt on appeals, and smoother scaling in the auction.
So what does this all mean? I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to mull over. We know that Google relies more heavily on AI and automated enforcement with every passing quarter, right?
Oh, the trend is undeniable.
The platform is moving toward a total black box automation model. With human support becoming rarer, could your hidden ad account reputation, a metric driven entirely by how maturely your team handles policy compliance, could that become the new invisible lever that ultimately dictates your auction win rates and your bottom line CPIs?
It's a fascinating question.
It is no longer just a legal checklist. It is the ultimate performance optimization metric. Think about that the next time you are tempted to just hit duplicate on a rejected ad group.
Words to live by.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the real mechanics of Google Ads policy. We wish you incredibly high ROAS, perfectly stable campaigns, and absolutely zero policy strikes in your future. See you next time.